Okay, so hello everybody. This is a bit of a one-off show. I think the last show was a bit of a one-off show, but it was a good one-off show. And if you can hear me, I am currently whispering, and I might clip like I did just then, because we are me and Luke are in very weird scenarios at the moment. That sounds a bit more, I don't know. Yeah, it's a chatty episode, I think.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very sort of DIY one. I'm currently using the microphone that came with my computer. And it's supposed to like clip onto your computer like a webcam. And I usually use a very expensive microphone and a very expensive audio equipment. And now I'm using like a 25 quid microphone that just connects right into our computer.
Yeah.
And I'm currently holding it in my hand because I can't gain stage it.
Like a proper presenter now, aren't you?
Well, I'm sure. If you can call this proper presenting.
We love it though. We love it.
But yeah, so this show isn't going to be anything really special, but it's going to be fun. We're going to be chewing the fat, I think. Yeah.
And if you couldn't tell by our voices, it is very late.
Yes,
We're all
yes.
knackered.
So yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
This is the Northern Film. This is the
Review.
Northern Film Review.
With Oliver Ellis and Luke Simpson.
Yeah. See, like I said in that wonderful intro and that wonderful sting, I don't have any of my proper stuff at home. I mean, I wasn't ever planning of bringing it because it's only sort of a short break at home.
Yeah.
Taking these weekly lateral flow tests, it's all fine, it's all good, it's all Gucci. But I just, I don't know. It is freaking me out a bit, and I'm slightly worried about how I'm going to edit this on Audacity, rather than because I edit the podcast on my desktop computer, where I have lots of expensive audio software as well, like Ableton and Pro Tools and all sorts. And I'm gonna edit this on Audacity. Anyway, apart from my sort of collapse there,
Yeah.
and my quite a lot of tiredness going on in my life. How are you, Luke?
I am mentally and physically drained. It is. Let's have a look at time. 11:30.
Yeah, on a Thursday.
On a Thursday, and I have been shooting a short film for uni.
Yes, you have. Haven't
We got there at about 9:30 this morning and didn't get back till 11 o'clock. So I got back half an hour ago. So I've had about a 13-hour day today, which is always fun. Which I love.
Not getting paid, of course.
Not getting paid because it's uni.
I think so we'll go into your sort of like your filmy thing in a bit, but it's sort of something I want to touch on before that is that film degrees, they're either just really sort of laid back vibing, or you're in the other complete extreme end where you're sort of, what's going on my microphone here? It's like clicking. Thank you, microphone. It's either in the other extreme end where it's like 13-hour days of non-stop work. Oh my God.
Non-stop.
Microphone.
Non-stop work and pre-production, and it's stressful. And we're in that latter. We are pretty much busy every day of the week. Definitely during pre-production when we're getting everything ready, like all the paperwork getting signed off, budgeting and casting, script writing, all that jazz. It all comes down to one day of shooting. And that one day of shooting, technically 2 days of shooting, but for the way we're doing our film, we only needed one day. Basically 12 to 13 hours of hell, basically. It's especially as I was producing it with so me and the director were producing it, basically. So I was running around like a headless chicken all day, up and down different parts of Leeds Beckett campus, Headingley campus, making sure we're on schedule. And surprisingly, for we were ahead of schedule. So that was pretty good until in the evening when we were locking up. Security refused to answer my call, so we were trying to find a way to get to security, and it took about 20 minutes to actually get to security because they wouldn't pick up my pass. It was just absolute mad. I was just sitting there in the cold. I was like, "Can we go?"
Yeah, I think what's one of the rules of sort of like filmmaking is that if you're if you're like on time, or like you're on schedule, or you're before schedule, you're doing something wrong. And if you're on time, you just it's a difficult process.
Yeah. But then so we were ahead of schedule until like 5 o'clock, and then the amount of retakes we had to do for one scene in particular, because we had to do basically our shoots are COVID safe, which means our actors aren't allowed to be within 1 meter with each other.
Yeah.
And one of our scenes, we have one of our guys getting stabbed. Lovely imagery, I know.
Yeah.
But the way we had to, basically, we used camera trickery. So basically, he's a meter away, but looked like he's really close.
Yeah.
And just looked like the movement of it looks like he's getting stabbed. So it works. So that's good. But so we had to wait. So one of our scenes is we needed darkness for it.
Yeah.
So basically, we had to wait 2 hours for it to get dark, and it was just like, what do we do now?
Yeah, night shoots. I've done them before in sort of like indie projects that I've done on the side.
Yeah.
And they're not super pleasant.
Cold. That's all
cold.
I can say.
Always
cold.
Very cold. And you always think you're going to wrap up warm, and you never do. Especially sort of like doing sound on these projects. I'm there with sort of this big metal boom pole, and sort of in really sort of horrible positions in like the mid dents of night.
Your arms twisted in like an awkward position so the boom pole doesn't get into shots.
Yeah. And I one of the productions I worked on, there was a fire, and there was a big fire like in my face, and the smoke going into my face in freezing cold. The fire wasn't helping with the warmth, and I just it was so sort of like, oh my god. And it was such a long day as well. I think I worked 3 days.
Yeah.
I think each day was sort of like 10-12 hours.
Yeah.
In a row. And yeah, it was catered though, and I think that's I think the thing with COVID safe films is they're not really catered.
Yeah, which is annoying. So,
and that's why I do a film degree, is for the catering.
Free food, isn't it? God.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just went to Greg's. We just went to Greg's and bought it back for them. It's like there's a Greg's down the road from Beckett's. So we went there. And,
is there? It's not down the road.
From Headingley, 10 minutes down the road.
Nah, it's like a 15-minute walk.
Speed.
I mean, that extra 5 minutes.
It's all the difference.
It is, you know. Is it a 10-minute walk? Is it a 15-minute walk?
Yeah.
Because that's a total.
I walked 10 minutes, but not 15 minutes. 15 minutes is too far.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
it's 15 minutes back as well, so that's a 30-minute round trip. But it's a 20-minute round trip, you know.
Yeah. So when we were waiting that 2 hours, 3 hours for it to get dark, we decided to go to the shops. And as soon as we step outside on the way back from the shop, it starts hailing and raining. It's like it had to happen, didn't it? It had to.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I don't know whether I've been on a shoot where it's rained. I can't remember.
It rained like halfway through our shoot today as well. That was a mare.
Yeah, I think because I shoot not next week, but the week after that on the Monday and the Tuesday, and I just I don't know. I don't know whether I'm looking forward to it or not. I mean, it'll be exciting. I think maybe, and hopefully it won't rain and hail like it did on yours. Because I think I don't know, because you got to put like covers on everything.
Yeah. So what we had was basically a massive sheer tarpaulin.
Yeah.
Now we had like people holding it each side, and we just put the camera underneath that. But then that was also annoying for our sound guy because because it was windy as well. So all you could hear was a of the tarpaulin on the audio. But we managed to sort it, so that's all good. But I think we did about 50 shots. Today. So
how many slates?
Ooh, I would like to say 9.
Do you know what a slate is? But do you know what I mean by a slate?
Well, it's like... Well,
so it's like... Slates are sort of like the shot list, but on the day in like sequential order. So when you go from the first shot of the day, that's slate 1, and then the next shot would be slate
so
2.
But
it'd be like shot 54.
Yeah.
But slate 2.
I think we had about 20 slates.
Okay, that's a good day. I think. I think.
Yeah, we had about I think 20. It's about 20 to 25 slates.
Yeah. Because were you first AD? I would imagine so.
No, so I was producing. So I was doing a bit of everything, but I was doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff on the day. So I was basically producer, runner, and then I sorted out all the. So we had a photographer with us today as well. Then once he left, I sorted out all the photos. I started doing downloading all the footage that we had and just doing all the nitty gritty stuff that needed to be done. So,
are you enjoying being a producer?
No, not at all. Yesterday, was the most stressful day I've ever had in my life because we go down to FTU. So if you don't know what FTU is,
Film Television Unit. Yeah,
so it's where we get all our equipment from.
Yeah.
For our shoot. So so there's basically the Amazon of Leeds Beckett in the Northern Film School, where you click what you want to rent, and then so on. You pick you get a pickup date. So we get there, me and the director / producer with me. We get down there, ask for our equipment. Guess what? No equipment. So we're like, right, why is there no equipment? The reason why is that our cinematographer forgot to book the equipment.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed. So for about an hour and a half, our other producer / director, he was emailing our cause rep, which was Jules. Jules is the best human being. So good. So we were messaging him. He was talking to FTU. Basically, we got make things shorter. We got the equipment that we needed in the end, but stress. The lead up to I always think pre-production. From this film that we've done, the pre-production was so much more stressful than the day. Even though the day was stressful, don't get me wrong. But pre-production, it's like, have you got this done? Have you got that done? Have you got that done? Have you got all these things? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done that? It's like, just making sure everything's perfect before we shoot. Make sure we've got all the forms on it. It's just mayhem. Then on the day, I was making sure we're on time. We got everything like that. So that's another thing a producer does, making sure we're on time as well. Making sure, if you haven't done this, wrap it up a tad bit because we need to get to that area in like 20 minutes. So we don't bump into the other groups that were filming. So I think there was about 3 or 4 other groups filming on campus today. So, but luckily we didn't bump into any of them. We didn't clash with any of the films, apart from this morning where there was someone doing pickups from like the other day that was in our main spot. I was like, well, that's not good, is it? But they were only there till 11, and we started shooting at 12, so that was perfect. So, all things happen for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know. You're not giving me faith for my shoot now.
I mean, if you if you want a shoot to go well, you need a proper producer, basically a dedicated producer who knows what they're doing, and is good at what they do. So for us, we had no producer, so it was literally me and this guy called Matt got flung with the role of producer. So it was like, right then. So producing wise, it wasn't the best, but the producer is one of the most important roles, and people don't realize it. Like you see on a film, it's like, oh, produced by so and so. Thought, oh, they're just there. What did they really do? They just make sure it went smoothly. No, they do so much, and they make sure everything runs correctly. They need to book all everything, big budgeting, everything like that. It's stress. So if you ever want to make a film, I think probably one of the first things to do is get a good producer who's organised, who knows what they're doing, who can keep you all in check, basically, and just, right, get this done by tomorrow. And basically, they need to be organised as well. Very organised people. But I think it's really important, because if you don't have that organisation, it's like, well, we don't know what we're doing. Like, what we're doing, so...
Yeah, I suppose that's why producers get paid so much, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're sort of like, they're doing the jobs that nobody else wants to do. And I don't know, a part of me always likes the idea of being a producer, because in my mind I've got this character in my head of like a producer who's like cool and sort of like rich and like, you know, going to all these parties.
Yeah.
And like the other part of my head is like, well, I've seen people produce and I've tried it before and it's quite boring.
It's boring and stressful and just not ideal, but people like it. People love being like organising stuff. Like, so I think this one, like, producing 2 films for this for this rotation. I was like, bloody hell, how do you do that? How do you go around producing one film, not even 2 films? Like, just wow, just I could not do that. So props to them.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's quite difficult to sort of do. I think because we're doing multiple roles on our own films.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I've already, like, I think I mentioned this before. I already did sound on a BA3 film, and it just kind of is a bit all consuming, because it's not just like those 2, 3, 4 days that you're like there. It's like the days before prepping, what do you need to do, where do you need to go, where do you need to do stuff, like, and then you sort of need to talk to the people. Oh, I'm dropping off here, and you sort of like, it's so much more than those sort of like couple of days. It's just like, it's the planning and the preparation of like you being there and sort of you getting the gear, you getting the right gear, you making sure that everything's done in the right place in the right time, and it's just
along what you're saying. Because I got multiple roles. I was producer and also editor. So basically, I'm here from the start right to the end. So,
see, I was script writer and I'm sound recorder, sound designer. So I'm sort of the pre-production. I don't really take a lot of sort of a largest role in.
But you have a large role, though. You are the scriptwriter. You are the one who created this masterpiece.
Yeah, I suppose so. Although the people on my team don't respect that. No, I think... I mean, I was originally sort of directing the film as well, but I realised I didn't really want to do that.
And also, you realise that you have multiple roles as well. You already got 2 roles you've done already. Yeah, and it's like an extra on top of that. Directing as well.
That was a bit too much.
Yeah.
And
I think from the... Because you're doing sound recording, I think it's going to be a bit awkward doing the direction.
Yeah, I thought that, from
a sound location, if you know what I mean.
That was our discussion. And then our sort of DOP became the director, because you can sort of do that a bit more easily. In the sort of the things, really. Although it's not ideal, I'd rather just have a dedicated director. It's too late in the production now to sort of get a director onto the thing. I think basically all of the like, not all of the films, like the films that I've worked on in film school as part of the degree, the films that have gone the worst are like the ones without a director.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing, because you'd imagine that everyone wants to be a director, and everyone does, but everyone doesn't want to commit to be a director. And then when they figure out what being a director entails, they just sort of
slack it off.
Yeah, slack it off, and they're like, oh, well, it's not as fun as I thought it'd be. I thought I'd just be going. I think they kind of thought like it'd be like painting a painting, and it'd be sort of purely creative. And it's
purely on the day, making like, oh, do it this way, so that way.
Yeah,
they don't realize all the pre-production. Like you have to be there throughout the whole thing, because it's basically it's your work that you found this script. It's your job to from beginning to end, making sure making sure it's your vision.
Of tone.
Yeah.
Which I've always liked as a sort of idea of the director, but it's very much an organisational role.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people don't take on. I think it's. I don't know. I think as directors, like head of creative. Anyway, it's all sort of a whole thing that I think we've talked about before of sort of, I don't know, the Artur complex and whatever. Yeah. But I think, how many days are you supposed to film? Is it just the one or the two?
So you get basically we've been given 2 days to shoot.
Yeah.
So either you got the Monday Tuesday slot or you got the Thursday Friday slot. So we had the Thursday Friday slot obviously. But we scheduled it, so we only need to shoot today. So the Thursday.
Yeah.
Because half our film's set in England and half of it is set in Australia.
Yeah. Which you've explained before, because you're guys in Australia or whatever.
Yeah. So it basically saves us a lot of time, and we thought, right, we were thinking, me and Matt were thinking, right, is there any point of using both days if we're shooting half of our film? Do you think we'll be able to fit? Basically, we thought, do you think we'll be able to fit it in one day? So we were called together, and we were doing a schedule. Like, it is possible, yeah, if we could film till like 10 o'clock. And we spoke to Jules, big up Jules, and he went, yeah, of course you can.
Are you sort of like bigging up Jules in this because you think he might listen?
Yeah. He basically saw me. Like I got message whilst I was shooting the last thing. It's like, Luke, when are we going to film the podcast? I was like, when I get back. All right, let's do that then. And Jules saw me. I saw Jules. I'm like, oh, Oliver Ellis. It's like, yeah. So Jules, if you're listening, hello.
If you're listening, please give me a first.
Yeah. Give us the first, so I will let you come on the podcast.
I don't know about that. We vet our guests with a very sort of selective process of like, hey, do you want to be on it on Facebook at night before? No, we do it a week in advance. Of course. Although these podcasts haven't really been that. Yeah,
well, these past two, because it was only like there was only 2 more weeks of the radio left. So it was like these were, because we finish uni in the next month. So.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So our last handing date's in like the 12th of June, I think. So. Eek.
I'm not looking forward. I think we're nearing very much so, and I think I don't know whether I'm sort of like hard done by in such a way, but basically one of my modules, it's been given extensions for like, it's been given 3 separate extensions by the module leader to everyone because nobody can do the module.
Yeah.
And we've given a 2-week extension, a 48-hour extension, and then another 1-week extension on top of that. And that's sort of eating into my film research assignment, which is for whenever. And that was originally doing
17th.
Yeah, that I was doing on the day that I was supposed to be filming. To which I got an extension for. And I am also doing, obviously, post-production sound for the filmmaking assignment, which is at the very end as well. And then I'll also have to be doing the critical reflection of the filmmaking assignment, all of which will sort of compound at the exact same time. And in the next couple of weeks, I'll be so busy out of my mind, I will be crying in a pit of my own tears.
Out of my mind. I'm delirious. No. Yeah, 17th of May at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's when we're shooting.
Apart
from me, I've got an extension.
Yeah. I'm doing all right. I'm
not.
1,000. About halfway there. I've done about 1,000 words, so it's a 2,000 word essay. So
I'm so I don't know how to sort of go at it.
It's trying to find. So one of the things is trying to find what other people have done on this subject. And it's like, how do I find out what other people have done on this subject? Because it's a unique subject. It's like,
yeah.
it's just, yeah.
I'm already sick of my dissertation topic, but I'm too far gone into the research now.
Yeah.
I can't go back.
Yeah.
I've done hours and hours and hours and hours of research on this topic that I can no longer go, well, I don't really like this film anymore.
Yeah. So what it's quite unique. So I don't know if you're allowed to do this, but basically, instead of looking at journals and stuff like that, like journals and what do you call it? Articles and stuff like that for research.
Yeah.
I've been looking at video essays because there's a lot more on the subject matter that I'm looking at is more video essay based. Like there's loads of people that have video essays on it, so I'm like, I'll research on that. So I transcribed a few of the quotes that I
transcribed them. Wow.
Not transcribed them, but like transcribe the quotes from it, like word for word that I wanted to use and stuff like that.
I feel like you could use like timestamps though. Could you not?
Yeah, put the link in
like
it.
At whatever 5 minutes to 5:30.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who's that famous sort of film essay woman? Lindsay Ellis, that's it.
Ooh,
great last name. Yeah, she's great for this sort of thing because she's sort of she studied film studies at NYU and then filmmaking at UCLA, so she's very sort of clued up on these film essay things. Whereas I think sort of other people in the film essay realm are, they're sort of not experienced. I don't want to be sort of poo-pooing on your
it's like it's
vibe.
like they know all the theory behind it, but they don't know most of them. They know the theory behind it, but not the practical behind it, or they know the practical behind it, not the theory behind it. It's one or the other, and it's like if you get the best of both worlds, it's like
Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah, like they got the Infinity Stones. You've got everything.
Yeah,
you're like all powerful.
I really want to read her book that she wrote. Anyway, you probably don't. People don't care about Lindsay Ellis. But it's I don't know. I'm sort of I don't know how I'm going to feel about this year ending because it's sort of been a bit. We get our marks back tomorrow for our SW2 because my sort of what I was really hoping for was for my SW2 marks to get given back a while back so I can sort of implement that into my SW3 module, and also because I got 2 firsts on my modules in first term. Yeah, I know, weird flex. And if I got a first in my SW2 module and I got sort of high 2-1s in my other 3 modules, that would equal out my grade to a nice sort of low first. In my mind, I don't know, I haven't done the maths properly. And that would have been very nice because that means I would have been able to take it easy. Because getting a 2-1, you just kind of need to put in the effort. And I know that everyone who's got a degree or does a degree knows this, but to get a first, you've got to go above and beyond. And I can't be bothered to keep going above and beyond for all these beyond for all these assignments. I just, it's come to that time of year where I'm sort of low on sleep, I really want someone to sort of cradle me like a baby instead of doing these assignments.
Yeah. I think I just can't wait for it. It's just, I mean, I've loved uni, don't get me wrong, but to have a 6-week break, it's needed. Like this 12th of June, like last handing day for I think our film stuff that we're doing now, the last handing day, and be like, it would just be heaven once that's handed in. I can go home for the holidays. Just don't have to worry about uni. Don't have to worry about doing more work. Don't have to worry about assignments. Don't have to worry about essays. Don't have to worry about anything. I can have or even have lions now. I can lying, just chill, just decompress.
Yeah.
Be nice.
And then we'll start working on something else.
Until we get to 3rd year and doing our actual dissertation and our actual final thesis and projects.
I think I was originally we've talked about this before, sort of separately from the podcast, of me sort of like of us doing sort of master's degrees or like, and I was like thinking about becoming like an academic or whatever, and I'm like
it's just like
it's becoming hard now.
Yeah, it's like 95% of filmmakers coming out of uni go freelance.
Or they become unemployed.
Yeah.
Or they work in marketing.
It's it's a difficult industry to get into, I think.
Yeah, I suppose it's sort of lots of people. There's so many videos on YouTube about, don't go to film school, do this instead. And I've watched all of them, and they're all a bit depressing.
It's
to
like me. I've wasted $9,000 a year to say some Donny on YouTube saying don't do this.
Yeah, I think
Lovely.
It's very much the idea of like who you know, not what you know. And
it is true. That is quite true, though, especially in this industry.
Yeah, and I think very much for the radio industry and not so much for the podcast industry, but the radio industry, it's very much that it's work the people, not the exams. And there's so many sort of phrases for this, and they all sort of frustrate me. But I wanted to go to university. Yeah. I wanted it.
I wanted it. I needed it.
And it's all annoying to me. As you can tell, I think every student's sort of existence through their degree, they're always thinking about, I should just drop out. I'm not thinking of dropping out.
Yeah, well,
because I've gotten this far now. Yeah, I'm not going back.
I'm 2 years in. I've got 1 year left.
Yeah,
just
I'm so
power
close.
through it.
I'm so close to sort of getting a high 2-1 and being really annoyed with myself.
Yeah.
You're
nearly ready for great success.
Yeah, I think it's that would kill me. I think if I'm sort of I always get annoyed by sort of ever so slightly missing a grade.
Yeah,
because I think if you're sort of firmly in the middle of a grade, like that's fine. You know who you are. Yeah. You're very but like. Then you start overthinking. Like, if I just did that one thing differently, if I just, and it's I don't know where I'm going with this thought. It's very late at night.
Yeah, it's our midnight brains just trying to compress. Going. Why am I up this late?
Yeah, I'm very tired. And I just sort of. Because I kind of forgot about tomorrow. I'm giving plasma. Today I paid for because apparently I'm grinding my teeth because of how stressed I am, which is a truly wonderful.
Oh, so you're getting fillings?
No. I'm just grinding my teeth. So I don't have fillings. I keep good care of my, because I look at my teeth a lot because I'm a bit bored and a bit vain.
Yeah, I was gonna say vain.
And I sort of look at my teeth. I'm like, they're sort of a bit sort of, clear, and they're a bit sensitive. Am I brushing right? I went to the dentist. I'm like, I don't know whether I'm brushing right. Am I really eating the right food? I drink a lot of coffee. Like, no, you're grinding your teeth because you're stressed. Oh my god.
Thank you, film school. Most appreciated.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know.
It's because you got essays due. You've got a film coming up that you're doing. You've got. Yeah,
I find it hard to tell people how stressed I am sometimes because other people have so much more stressful lives. And I'm like, if I was in their life, I would be so stressed. But in my life, I'm so stressed. Imagine if I was in their life.
It's like you build up of stress, and then I think I vented to my mum last night. That was kind of just like I need to vent. Oh, so annoyed. I'm so stressed. Ugh.
Yeah,
like just messaging her like, oh my god, I don't think I can do this.
I suppose this last portion of this podcast has been very much that of us venting about the stresses.
Yeah,
and
but it's true. People need to know that uni isn't all partying and stuff like that. Even though we can't do it at the moment. It's a lot of that though. But you just need to remember you need to go to university as well. You got your work and essays and stuff like that. And it is stress, especially when you're doing so much work, and then you look at the date. It's like, oh, crud! It's due in 2 days' time. I need to get more work done. I'm only 3/4 of the way through it. And it's like,
yeah. I sometimes think like, am I under the stress because I procrastinated that one time once?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of saw today as a nice day. I don't have any days off. Right, I practice this sort of working method. I don't know whether it's good, but I saw this guy on YouTube who's a very successful sort of business owner and CEO, and like it's one of these things you see in a self-help book, but sort of working every day for a little bit, so you have no days off. But like sort of if you want to have a day where you want to do something, you can like shift your work into sort of another day, but like sort of like. But keep consistently working every day. I think it's called the calendar method or something like that.
Is it a certain amount of hours? Is it like a 1 hour, at least work 1 hour a day, or is it work
well, it is kind of that. I think it's more sort of I have like a time where I will work, so sort of like before tea and after tea for a couple of hours, and then I do that every day. But it's sort of like, I don't know, because I kind of thought this wouldn't burn me out as easily as it would sort of other methods where you sort of like go really, really hard and you sort of look forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
But this way I'm sort of looking forward to every day, sort of, in a way. I don't know. Maybe I should write a self-help book about it. I've got all these sort of like theories on like work and sort of making your work as easy as possible, because I'm really all about the idea of trying to do as little work as I possibly can. So I tried to figure out the most efficient way of doing something possibly I can. Yeah. And then trying to remove how much I have to work on it. And I think that's the dream, to just do all my work in like an hour on like a Tuesday morning, and then just don't do anything else because I'm just so efficient. Yeah, I don't know whether I've gone off on a tangent here. This is a podcast. Nomadland was bad.
Oh yeah, so like we said at the end of last podcast, we said either me or Oliver's going to watch Nomadland to see how good it was.
Yes.
Oliver, explain.
Well, I don't know. I kind of thought to myself, this might be a full podcast, but I don't think we're going to do it enough time where it's sort of relevant. It won the Oscar for Best Picture. Mark Kermode likes it. I hate it. I think I think there's really good elements about it. I think the acting is really great. I think the cinematography is really great. And I think it looks really pretty as a film. But my God, the film is about nothing. The film is so ungraciously boring. Right, so the basic sort of... I've been reading this book about writing stories and writing scripts and stuff, because I'm interested in that. And basically, there's sort of the idea of every like film, book, story ever is that someone wants something. And they try and get it, and that's the journey that they go on. You're following the journey. You could basically boil down every sort of good film to that.
So it could be like getting money from a heist. It could be getting a girl. It could be getting the boy. It could
getting the girl, or sort of getting the job, or sort of. These are very sort of basic examples, and you can sort of get really convoluted with the ideas, and sort of it gets a bit muddy. But Nomadland, there was hardly any of that. It was just this woman going around, just America being slightly sad. And I just I was like, oh my God. It was like, and lots of people compared it to a documentary. And I don't want to watch a narrative piece and it be compared to a documentary. I watch documentaries to learn stuff. I didn't learn anything from Nomadland. Yeah. All I learned was that I hated this film, and I can't.
I've seen I've seen a couple of clips, and there was one clip that was just going to this guy's caravan, offering coffee in exchange for like a bottle opener or something like that, and it was like, bye. Like,
that was the whole film.
I was like, what was the point in that scene? What the hell was? It was just like, oh, thank you, and that was it, and walked away. I was like,
I kind of thought to myself, am I sort of, because I didn't watch it really intensely, like one might want, but I think, I don't know, maybe I need to rewatch it, and maybe I'm sort of too small-brained to understand the thematics of the film. But I've watched a lot of films. I analyse films. I know films better than most people, and I just didn't get it.
I watched a lot of Fresh New Wave.
Yeah, no, I do. I like watching sort of, really obscure films about nothing. Yeah. And that really was about nothing. And I think perhaps the most annoying part of it was that it won Best Picture at the Oscars. And I think that's the most frustrating part of that whole endeavour, is that
His best picture is like about everything. I think about everything.
Yeah.
Every award, like best editing, best like everything just mushed together, like just the best film altogether.
I don't know. I hate.
That's like I tell you, I watched Sound of Music, not Sound of Music, Sound of Metal the other day. So it was just it's criminal that he didn't win Best Picture.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Everyone who I've talked to who have seen Sound of Metal says it's phenomenal. And it is phenomenal. It's truly amazing. And the fact that sort of, I mean, it won us 2 Oscars, I think.
Yeah, sound design and something else.
Editing, I think. Which, sound, wow. Fantastic sound.
I mean, it's good for me and you because sound editing, lovely.
Yeah, and it should have won. And I think the acting was phenomenal. I think the acting was really good. I think the script and the story was really good. So much better than Nomadland. Just, I don't think perhaps it looked that pretty. Maybe cinematography wasn't anything special.
But they were going for more of a grungy style, though, weren't they?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yes, it may look grungy, but that's the style they're going for. It doesn't all have to be clean and nice.
It is just such a good film. I want to watch it again because it's just so good, and I just it gives me the hibba-jibbers. But anyway, so I'm going to say this is sort of coming to the end of the show now.
Coming to the end of the show, coming to the end of the series as well.
Yes, I think last one for a while. I think because LSR is sort of closing down. No, it's not closing down. It's sort of
stopping for the summer.
Stopping, because everyone's sort of doing exams and they can't really come and do society things and stuff like that. So, but I think we might. I don't know. We might pick it up, sort of.
I think we have plans to do some things during summer, like
I think I think it's dependent on sort of how busy we are.
Yeah,
because sort of work would be very nice for me. I'd like to get a job in the summer, and earn money. After all the sort of the weird audio gear I've just brought, I literally my Zoom H4n Pro arrived today, which I was. If Luke, if you're wondering why I was ever so slightly later than I should have been to this podcast, it was because I was trying to set it up as a microphone for my computer and I couldn't figure it out. I was just sort of sat there fiddling with this sort of thing that I brought today. And it was getting really distorted. I was like, oh my god, have I? Because I brought it second hand, and it looked in pretty good nick. And I was like, oh my god, it's all distorted. And I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out a bit here. It wasn't that expensive. It was like about 110 quid. It's not. I mean, that's nothing to sort of, stuff at. But it's, But I was getting a bit annoyed. I was like, God, it's this much, and I spent all this money, and I've got distorting.
Yeah, I think maybe it might just because of the laptop. Maybe when you use I think software it might work better.
I was looking it up. In the middle of the podcast, because I was just thinking about it. I was going to keep thinking about it, and it's just sort of I don't think my settings were correct. So I'll figure that out. Maybe, I don't know. But hopefully now I can sort of be a one man sort of because I brought it to do sort of like. Recording of doing field recordings of bands like you and me did, which will come out soon. That's another thing that we should promote, Luke. Is our field recording that will
be out soon. Basically, I think I finished my edit,
have you?
I'm sending it over to Oliver tomorrow, so have a look at. He needs to pass the Ellis test, as I call it,
and then I will tear it to shreds.
So what he goes, so this could change. You move that logo to the side. Do that. Oh, add a bit more things. Oh, add this, add that, add that. Take that out. Move that to the side. Extend the audio a bit. Add a fade there. I was like, but then it goes. Waited a bit. It goes. But apart from that, it's really good.
Because I like.
He just said,
I'm trying to give you criticism because I think it improves the project.
It does.
And I think that's important. And if I was in your position, I would like that sort of same criticism.
Yeah,
but
it was good criticism as well.
I look at the sort of what I've just said. I'm like, oh my god, it's like putting lol at the end of a sentence.
Yeah,
it's like, can you do this for me? Lol. It's like sort of me sending like passive aggressive emails.
Yeah,
it's like, can you get this done for me? Hope all is well, Oliver.
Yeah. I tell you what I do. I go, thanks in advance.
Yeah,
that's always really good one. Because
I used to put sincerely Oliver at all end of all my emails, and my brother told me that's like a really passive aggressive thing to do in your emails. And I've just been doing it to everyone.
Yeah.
And I just
I always go thanks in advance.
Yeah, I feel slightly bad now that I've just been sort of, people think I've been snubbing them for.
I mean, well, yeah.
And maybe I have.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty sort of, I like emailing, and I can always get my sort of point across in an email, and I'm quite good at sort of, I'm quite good at writing sort of formal short form stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's because I've read so many newspapers and magazines and stuff. But I don't know. I'm slightly obsessed with it. Maybe that's a future for me as a article writer. Yeah. Writing. I did try and start up the. I said this show was going to end. I tried starting up like a student newspaper at the start of this year, and then
didn't go to plan.
Didn't go to plan. No, because long story short, the person running it dropped out, and then I tried to be the head of it, and then everyone else couldn't be bothered, and then I held a meeting to which only one person showed up, and my friend who I invited to take notes in the meeting, and it was all very depressing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, this is going to be the end for a while. Hopefully, my audio quality wasn't that bad.
It was juicy.
Oh. I wouldn't use that.
It's midnight.
Yeah.
Brain dead.
I'm very tired now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my mum's gonna come downstairs and go, Oliver, why are you awake? Why are you awake?
You're making too much noise. Yeah. I can hear you. The opposite side of the house. That's what
you make all this noise.
Yeah, I get that message now. Luke, I can hear you from the opposite side of the house.
I do quite a lot of stupid stuff. I did and again, I said this podcast was gonna end. I spray painted my headphones today. And I was asking my parents where my soldering iron was, so I could unsolder my headphones so I could fix them. And they were quite annoyed at me because I was just doing it, just randomly. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I distorted quite a bit then.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that because I'm gonna have to edit that out now. So hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Hopefully you've enjoyed the sort of the rambly show. It's not as structured as our other shows that we've done.
But it's good to have a rambly episode.
That's one for a while, I think.
Yeah.
We'll pick it up
2 months or so. 3 months. 3 months.
Bit, yeah.
We hope to get something done in the holidays, so
we'll get something done, and that'll be.
But we'll keep you updated on our Instagram. So
yeah, I haven't been doing much on Instagram recently. That's something I need to do.
It's because we've been absolutely just hammered with work at the moment. So
yeah, super busy. Hence grinding my teeth. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys when we see you.
Yeah. Bye.